Welcome to this video of this little dance party that broke out in House P. In this video I'm going to be going over the additional items that were added to the 10th anniversary list. There were about a half a dozen items or so that were added, so hopefully you're not one of those people that spent your ticket right away. You know, that people were trying to let everybody know in the forums, and DDO Wiki, and I made a note in my video, so hopefully you saw those and you waited to spend your ticket. But if you did spend your ticket right away, there is some good news to be had. So let's take a look at those items now. Okay, let's see what we have here. The first item, and these items, by the way, appear at the bottom of the list on page 2 after all the other stuff that was there. So the first item is the Sword of Shadows, and actually the first two items are two-handed weapons, and so want to first off emphasize my ignorance of melee weapons. I don't play melee, so I can't do a good sales pitch on these items, but I will say that the Sword of Shadows is a extremely rare drop from Von 6. It can drop from both the Heroic and Epic raid. This is, as far as I know, is the best two-handed DPS weapon in the game for its level range, and I know that a lot of people like to use it right up through level 20, and sometimes even into low epic levels. It has a really nice crit profile. The epic version is supposed to be, one of the best two-handers in the game as well, and some people argue that it still, is the best even at current endgame level 30. In any event, it's a beautiful weapon, but I will say that the epic version is exceptionally hard to get because the shard is just ridiculously rare. So, I should say don't get your hopes up on getting the epic version, but the heroic version is exceptionally rare too. So, if you're a two-handed user, then this is not going to be a bad option for you. It is a prized trophy among two-handed melee tunes. Moving on to Cloudburst, this comes from the Heroic Reaver raid, and again, I don't play melees. My guildies tell me that this is a pretty decent weapon for its level range. When it's upgraded and you need a seal of the Storm Reaver that comes from the raid, it gets Lightning Strike, but I would not recommend this item because, like I said before with the other Reaver raid items, you can solo that raid. It's a level 16 on Elite, and so, it can be soloed at level, but, if you have an epic level tune, you could just go in there and smash it. So if you're not familiar with the raid, just watch a video and just knock it out. And if you're trying to get something from there, get it from the raid, and don't take it from this list. It's a very, very soloable raid. The Robe of Winter Ice. This is a beautiful cosmetic, and I do want to give some props to Cordovan here. I announced that I was on the Players Council this year, and there was some chat about how maybe there should be some additional items for players that already had everything, and the topic of cosmetics came up. And I mentioned in chat, what about the Robe of Winter Ice? This was an item that used to come from the gold rolls, but was taken out of the loot tables for the rolls. A couple years ago. It hasn't been available, and my guildie has one of these, so I've seen it. It's gorgeous, and I've been wanting one for years. And so, I mentioned to Cordovan, what about the Robe of Winter Ice? And he, right then and there, pulled one up, and he said that's pretty nice. We'll see if we can get that in there. And the others on the Players Council really liked it. I don't think any of them had seen it because it's a really, really rare item, but it has been around for a few years. It's just that, like I said, it was taken out of the loot tables, and so many of you have probably never seen it, and I'm going to show you what that looks like now. I think it does look a lot better on female tunes. It's a little boxy on the guy tunes. Oh, there's a guy that has it right there. So that's what it looks like on guys. Here it is, a little gnome. A little gnome girl. And I do want to say, as a couple things about it, you can put festival recipes on it. So you can see I got Festival Fire Resistance 10 on it. It's also bound to account, which I didn't realize until I took it. So I spent my ticket on this tune. I could have just, pulled it on a bank tune and then moved it over. So, don't pull this on your mains if you want it. Just pick it up on a bank tune and move it over, and then put your festival, resistance or glaciation on it real quick before that goes away. Okay, a couple more things, nothing big. 100,000 XP stone. I mean, that's awesome. If you're one of those guys that just has everything already and you don't want anything on that list, boom, there you go, some free XP. It is consume on acquire, as far as I know. That will not go into your inventory. These are just regular XP stones. I don't want you to think that I have 100,000 XP stones in my inventory. And lastly, we have 10 commendations of heroism. Now, if you are someone that is just not a raider, you hate raiding and you just refuse to do it, this can be a really nice option for you. If you are a raider, just go do some Fall of Truce. I mean, you can get 10 commendations of heroism in 3-4 runs. But if you're absolutely not a raider, this is a nice option because you can use this to get a couple upgrades on like a web item that may be a web weapon that you have, a caught in the web raid weapon that maybe you have left over from your Raiders reward boxes, or you can use it to upgrade your epic dragon scale robe or excuse me, dragon scale armor, the stuff that comes from Giant Hold. And you can make that stuff without having run the raid. You can buy the scales from the auction house or get them from friends, but you do need these commendations of heroism to upgrade it. So that's that could be a really nice option again for somebody who just does not want to raid. Well, that's it. It's just those 5 items that were added. Hopefully that if you wanted some of these, you waited on your ticket turn in, and I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. And if you are on Sarlona, you're welcome to send me a tell.